Hello there, everybody. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is our general reading for the beginning of the spring equinox. Right now we do have the sun and the new moon in Aries. I was hoping to do this earlier today while the sun was still shining, but it really hasn't been shining much because it's been very, very rainy, and now, of course, the sun has gone down, but here we are getting this done, and we are really starting the beginning of the astrological new year. And this reading will be for all signs. I'm going to give us a good general check-in on the planetary motions and energies that are hitting us. We're going to throw a whole bunch of cards and see what the major themes are that are going to come up for our season of the spring equinox, which will end, of course, on the summer solstice when we hit into the month of June. So we are bringing our winter season to a close, which encapsulated Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. I hope your birthdays were all wonderful within that realm. And now we head into the brand new energy of Aries. And like I said, very much this has the feeling of a new year because Aries is the first sign, and when we start that sign's journey, we are starting the astrological cycle all over again. So here's always what I bring up when I do my seasonal readings. This is, kind of that Celtic wheel, the seasonal wheel. So here we go. After having gone through, there's Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Now we come into the season of Ostara, welcoming in the brand new energy of the Aries lamb or ram. This is very much a symbol of spring, along with old chicks and bunnies. You will see, the springtime symbol of the sheep. Aries is a cardinal sign, and so happy birthday out there to all my Aries, as well as a honorable mention for all my Aries moons, Aries risings, Aries Venus, etc. Anybody that has a strong alignment with Aries, I personally feel strongly lended towards Aries because the Chinese year of the dragon is associated with the sign of Aries. So I definitely understand that fire, that warrior spirit. Aries is a cardinal modality sign along with Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer. Those are definitely our strong leadership signs. And they are all about, leading the charge, going in a forward direction, getting things done. They tend to be more ambitious. And Aries is all about that new breath of spring, the beginnings of things. So, many Aries are really, really great initiators, trailblazers, and yes, they are the fighting spirit. So absolutely, when we enter the time of Aries, if we've been, kind of a little sleepy, a little dreamy during that time of Pisces, it's definitely a big wake-up call. And if there are things that have been bothering you, things that you feel like you must stand up and fight for, people have been pushing you down, you will not sit down anymore. And this is definitely time to embrace what I call righteous or healthy anger, where it's like you use it to stand up for yourself and what's right and what's just. Interestingly enough, thinking about equality and balance, the opposite sign to Aries is Libra. So this is the sign of harmony and balance, and both of them in their own way fight for what's right. So the more highly evolved Aries, instead of just being, the negatives of Aries, which could be selfishness, overly spontaneous, to rush into things too quickly and then just, fizzle out and they don't get things done. They just know how to start them and not finish them. What you want to embrace on that higher vibration of Aries is healthy self-love, fighting for what's right, having courage, having bravery, that even if something's scary, that you will face it down and conquer it. So it's a very exciting time, beautiful, fresh new energy, and I'm really happy that we're starting ahead into this. So let's go ahead, and this is going to be for all signs. Your sign may be mentioned throughout this. If it's not, don't feel left out. This is really just for the collective. This is to get a good check-in on where we are planetarily as we go into the season of spring. We have a very heavy alignment of Capricorn planets we have been working with, especially through late last year into the beginning of this year, and we're still clearing through that. So, we'll get a little beat on what's going on, globally, world consciously, because obviously that's on a lot of people's minds. But trust me, astrologers, we've all been kind of looking at this stuff for decades, and we've been saying, hey, big stuff is coming, big things are going to be changing. And, unfortunately, most people don't really listen. They just go, oh yeah, okay, but then when those big changes come, it's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, well, there's been stuff in the works, guys. There really, really has. Anybody that's, interested in astrology, whether you're just getting into it or have been into it for a very long time, we are in a definite season of huge foundational change and revolution. And so let's go ahead and get into the chart. This one I pulled for the Aries new moon. This is going to be, bringing up our planets right where they are at this time. So over here, we have got the sun right here. This has just gone into Aries a few days ago. Then we have the new moon sitting right next to it. There it is. And it's all aligning with Neptune right there, and Mercury is still in Neptune as well. Therefore, I would say that communications at this time are still a little dreamy, a little confusing, as Mercury goes over top of the planet Neptune. Don't expect communications to be super easy to understand. That's why there's a lot of miscommunication right now, because, Mercury being in Pisces can be a little bit misty, dreamy, a lot of smoke and mirrors, and sometimes just outright dishonesty. So you have to see through a lot of lies and, cover-ups as well, or hidden things. That's definitely a possibility, because Mercury is the way we think. It's the way our communication works, and Pisces does lend itself to, smokiness and not much clarity sometimes. Here we go, guys. Now this is the big stuff right here. We've got Saturn, Mars, Pluto, Jupiter. The amazing thing is that Saturn just finished its travels for the last 2 years in Capricorn. So it has actually just gone into the first degrees of Aquarius. I think that's a very significant shift. Now, Saturn will go retrograde a little bit later this season, so it will slip back into the last degrees of Capricorn again, but right now it is in Aquarius, which it has not been so in almost 30 years. Because that's how long it takes for Saturn to get back to a sign. So it's been a little minute since it's been in Aquarius, right? So, what is this about? Aquarius is about the mass consciousness. It is about the group collective. It is about humanitarian causes, revolutionary change, radical birth of new ideas, an eye towards the future, turning the people back to the power and away from the giant systems. Saturn gives manifest shape and change to those issues. So think about it, guys. I'll just give you a minute to think about what that could really shape. Because as it's been in Capricorn, what's Capricorn rule? Money, big business, public image. Think about all the people that have fallen from grace over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, as that's been traveling through Capricorn. And also its financial institutions. And not only that, but Pluto has been traveling in Capricorn for about 13 years now. So, y'all, this is why things are so heavy. Capricorn energy and Saturn energy is karma. It's divine timing. It's consequences coming back around. It's like you've done the time. You've done the crime, now you do the time. It's like whatever you reap, you will sow. And so all of the things that have been building up, all the unhealthiness that we've been dealing with in our society, it's going to be exposed. It's going to be worked through. And if we don't get the lesson, if we don't learn how to take better care of each other and the planet, because don't forget Capricorn is the oldest earth sign. This is also a lot of earth changes, a lot of karma coming around in the earth changes as well. So we haven't been so nice to the environment, y'all. Just saying. Even if you're like me and you recycle and compost everything, it doesn't matter. As a collective, we have really trashed this poor planet. And so all of that Capricorn, it is coming back around. It's telling us we have got to do better. We have got to clean up our act, literally. And now as Saturn, that planet that rules Capricorn, is moving into Aquarius, which is about the mass consciousness, about causes and taking care of each other and making sure all people are healthy and empowered. Wow, we're going to see, I believe, some amazing radical new changes. And as we remember, you know, the word radical doesn't really mean crazy or eccentric. Radical literally means to get to the root, to take the root, right? To get to the heart of something. And so that's what we're doing. We're working to get to the heart of things. And as a spiritual person or anyone that has been working through, you know, anything like that, we all know. We've all known this for a long time. And even as a little kid, you know, it was like, I always knew something was off. I knew it was like, we're not living right. We're not living in harmony with the earth. We're kind of fighting it out against the earth, and really being very wasteful and very greedy. And so, you know, this is a time, like I said, it's been 30 years since Saturn was in Aquarius. And, you know, this transit of Pluto in Capricorn, there's no joke about this. The last time that it was there was the 1700s, because Pluto is our slowest moving planet. It takes a very, very long time to get back around. So, you know, the last time it was there were times of great revolution, times of massive change. And so, yeah, this is big stuff coming around. We are living in, you know, the interesting times. We're living in very, you know, times of consequence. I say we're living through a time of consequences because, you know, this is like things coming around full cycle, and us having to deal with them as a collective. So that's why right now we're seeing a lot of things come up that are a result of, you know, the Industrial Revolution and, you know, things that are going on in the earth and the ecosystems and, you know, the climate change and all of the things that we know are going around. And so that's a big part of what it is. And we have a huge opportunity to, you know, make things better. We do. We have a huge opportunity to really clean house from the absolute foundation down to the dirt and rebuild it up in a way that actually can work going forward as we move into that very Aquarius kind of energy of Saturn being in that very progressive and revolutionary and very electric kind of sign. So it's a very, you know, it's a strong sign of innovation, brilliant new ideas, and it would be beautiful to see that really come full circle. Also, I will point out our last two planets that I did not get to down here, that we have, let's see, Venus is moving through Taurus, and so is Uranus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So it is moving through the last 10 degrees of Taurus. It will be moving into Gemini on April 3rd, and I will be doing some specific love readings for that time of Venus being in Gemini, because it's going to be in Gemini a long time due to a Venus retrograde that we will have this year. So guys, this is the astrological breakdown. I might refer back to it as we do the card reading, but we're going to pull a whole bunch. We're going to do some oracle, we're going to do some tarot, some spirit animals, some dragon cards. But let's go ahead and take a few good breaths. Clear our minds, clear our consciousness, and welcome in the birth of spring. I'm going to play a couple of my tuning forks, so just listen to the tones and take a few deep breaths as we get ready to pull some cards for the spring equinox. if you're curious what those tuning forks was, one of them is the sun. It's the frequency of the sun, and the other one is the earth. So it's very much that solar energy and also the energy of that grounding that we're bringing in. All right, guys, so now I'm going to pull, I'm going to start with the dragons. My dragons, I love them. They are elemental energies. They are, you know, they exist very much around us. Some of them on the more earth plane and some of them more in the galactic plane, and in between out to the outer stars and planets. So let's see what the dragons have to say for us. I'm going to pull these in a past, present, future style so that we kind of get an idea of where we're coming from, where we're going, and where we're headed through these months of spring here. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with us as we do this read for the spring equinox. Please help us to clearly see, feel all the energies that will be coming to us. Give us a good idea of what we need to focus on the most strongly during this time. What themes are coming up for us to be healed, addressed, and taken care of. Thank you so much for protecting my energy. Please protect the energy of each person who is watching this and participating. Anyone who this reaches throughout this next 3 months as we go through the spring season of 2020. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Alright, so here come our dragons. So here comes the fire and water dragon, enabling life to flow with loving force. So this does, again, you know, this is going to bring up a lot of need for love, for compassion, for humanitarian aid. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected. Have fun and embrace joy. So that's very important, to embrace the spirit of fun, laughter, because that helps alleviate a lot of the heavier energies, heavier mood. Remember to have some levity about, you know, the changes in the situations. And yes, with that Aries energy, which is very much fire, we're coming from a lot of Pisces, which is water, yes, and that does move very fast. Aries energy is very quick. So then going to the next step, you know, going forward, we go Royal Blue and Gold Dragon, strengthens us to stand in our power with wisdom. Awaken to our own majesty, wear your cloak of power with pride. So this is really empowering people who haven't stepped up into their full power to do so. There are many people who would make good leaders, good organizers, and they're out there and they just need to be emboldened to come forward and recognize their own worth, their own value, and their own ability. Then going forward to the last part of the spring, we have the orange gold dragon from Arcturus, which is a star system. So this is opening us to the knowledge for the new golden age, carry the energy of the future, and be a guiding light. So this is absolutely what I feel is coming in, especially with that Saturn and Aquarius energy. It's like we are preparing for a new age, and very much the energy of the future, not of the past, guys. We're definitely being advanced to another level come in here. So let's pull some spirit animals. I'm going to pull some from the Druid Animal deck. I really like to pull into these spirits for all of our equinox or solstice celebrations. So let's see what comes up here from our spirit animal guides. Ooh, I like all of that. Wow. All right. So here comes the goose. The goose is a long distance flyer. So to me, this symbolizes a very strong Capricorn energy, which we still do have and we are still going to be working with through this year with Jupiter and Pluto. So this is telling us, get ready, guys, because things are going to come at us quickly and we're going to need to be able to go the distance, to be as strong as possible, and to work with our community as much as we can to affect great change, because the goose is a very community oriented spirit. They, fly together, they rotate, how they fly and what order and pattern so that they can conserve energy. So that's very important for us to be doing as well. Then up comes the sow. The sow is all about, the mothering, the goddess energy. That's also a warrior spirit. I think that's very powerful, because she's very much a fighter. She's very strong, very protective, but she's also kind of that, abundant, generous fertility goddess, right? So it's like, it's both sides of this. It's a very divine masculine feminine that comes in with the Celtic sow. Also going into the future, wrapping up the cycle, complete transformation from the adder, from the snake, shedding the skin, leaving behind the old life. This is so powerful here, guys. All right, so now I'm going to pull some planet cards. And also for the planet, we're going to do the sign and the house. We're going to see which one of these is going to be most highlighted. It doesn't matter what your sign is. And actually, if you look in your personal chart, all signs are actually represented in all of our charts. Even if we do not have planets or major points there, all of the 12 signs are represented in everyone's chart in some way. So let us see what comes up out of the planet system, and we're going to get a feeling of what is going to be the most strong thematic elements here coming in. There we go, the sun. The sun is what's coming in the strongest right now. So this has extra significance to me for Leo, because Leo is definitely ruled by the sun. So all you Leos, all people with, extra energy in Leo, or during the time of Leo this year in the summer, this may be a very powerful time. Also, I would say that this is where the sun is literally moving. So all Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, because those are all the springtime signs. You are also very much highlighted, because that is what's moving through, those signs in the springtime. But this is the immortal spirit. Purpose and destiny is involved. So for all of us, this is telling us live up to the best parts of your sun sign. It doesn't matter who you are. It's like if you're a Sagittarius, use your powers of truth-telling, spiritual seeking, pioneering. If you're a Leo, say, be bold, be brave. Don't be afraid to let your light shine. Champion those that need help. If you're a Gemini, put out your skills of communication, etc. So think about what makes your sun sign great and magnify that. I like that a lot. So now let's pull into a zodiac sign. Let's see which sign actually comes up and see what they're bringing to us. Like it. Libra came up. Wow. All right, guys. So if you happen to be a Libra or have some, powerful alignment somewhere in Libra in your chart, or you can check out the area that Libra rules. For me, I think Libra is Pluto, and that might think is in my 8th house. So that would be very powerful and kind of intense. But to me, the Libra energy is diplomatic, gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. So this is all about balancing, harmonizing, being peaceful, working together, forming powerful, good partnerships. And if your partnerships haven't been so good, it's time to make better ones. Libra doesn't just rule romance, it also rules friendships, working partnerships, all kinds of, contracts, legal agreements, and alignments. So this to me is saying, guys, it's time for justice, it's time for equality, it's time for harmony in our spirit and in the world. That's what we're really meant to be working with, it's those scales of justice, scales of harmony. So let's get a house card. The houses in the astrological chart are the areas of life. It's kind of like the stage which something plays out on, and of course there's 12 of them. So let's see the area that's being most highlighted right now through this spring season. And look at that. That's cool. The 7th house, which is the Libra house. So I would say, everyone, this is the area, so the area of life is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. This is so much, and look at that, the yin and the yang. It's the balance, the harmonizing, because we've got the 7th sign there, Libra. We've got the 7th house, which is the Libra house, coming together. So very, very, very strong Libra energy coming out here. This is about balance. This is about, mending fences, getting along with people better, and making very positive alignments. This is, to me, strengthening the community in a lot of ways. Even at this time where people are really, trying to avoid, each other, etc., physically, because they're trying to make sure everybody stays healthy and, avoid spreading germs or things. It's like, but there's always ways to communicate more, to communicate better. Libra is an air sign. So air, always rules the realm of communication, and to me, by proxy, whatever we use to communicate. So if you use your phone, if you use text, if you use email, video chat, whatever you use to communicate, it's very highlighted. But this is really making and healing those one-on-one personal connections. So yeah, super strong, and quite beautiful. I really like this. So let's keep going, guys. This is great so far. It's very interesting. So let's pull a couple from the Witch's Wisdom. To me, this is always, I bring in these cards whenever I do a seasonal read, because this is about those earth points, pulling into, those earth energies, and really appreciating and respecting the natural order. So let's get a good idea of what, is being put forth to us here about reconnecting with the earth, reconnecting with Mother Earth and with Gaia. Ooh, I feel these. Oh, I love these cards. Wow. Okay. Oh, look at this. My goodness, guys. Okay, so this spring season has a real feeling of Libra energy, of autumn energy. This could, oh my goodness. So the first card we get is Hearth and Homecoming. And look at what we're all doing. We're staying at home more right now. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? Hearth and home. Enjoying the things that make home wonderful. I have to say that I am someone that spends a lot of time at home because I work from home, and so I'm not really having a hard time with that. It's actually easier for me than probably most. I don't mind it because I really enjoy being in my home environment. So guys, if that's been kind of hard for you, this is saying to really appreciate it, value it more. And this again could be really connecting us deeper with that feeling of home and hearth, safety, security, getting closer, to family in whatever way or shape, form that takes, and just really making your home, a safe haven, a place where you feel protected, stable, secure, and grounded. Next coming up, like I said, very autumn feeling. We've got the Watchtower of the West, which is the autumn season. So, again, to me, when I think about right in the time of autumn, because that's when the sun, you know, moves into Libra. We leave Virgo and then we go into Libra. So those Libra, the autumn signs are Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. This could also be a very powerful spring for those signs, I would say, because of this power of the West coming in. To me, this is, you know, the fullness of the harvest. This is things coming full circle. Interestingly enough, even though this is the spring, there's a lot of autumn energy coming in here because there's things that have to be taken care of, come full circle. And then we go into the future with the hand fasting and the union. I'm telling y'all, this is very strong Libra energy. I almost feel like if you are a Libra, whoo, this spring is going to be big for you. It's pretty awesome, actually. You know, so this hand fasting union to me also feels very Libra because it's partnership. It's, you know, commitments, it's relationships, it's love, it's marriages, it's engagements, it's an eye towards long-term relationships. So there could be a lot of people really taking their relationships to the next level over the spring, or really, you know, thinking very deeply about it, however that may come to pass. So let's pull some tarot on this. Let's get a little deeper. Let's get some messages because I am very curious to see what comes up with all of this. My goodness, guys. Alright, so we have, starting out, the Seven of Pentacles. This is strong Virgo energy, and it is also about patience, about growth, about building, planting good new seeds for the future, and having the patience to wait for those to come up. So let's pull a clarifier. I'm going to do clarifiers under all of these. Virgo season could be very powerful too. And I feel that, you know, very strongly we're having, you know, a lot of awareness brought to that area of Virgo, which is all about health. It's all about healing. It's all about our habits and our routines, right? And making good, healthful changes to our routines. You know, it's interesting that a lot of the big awareness, or, you know, everything in the news started really coming out about being aware of the virus, you know, during the time of the full moon in Virgo. That's like when it really seemed to reach kind of a strong pitch, at least in the US. And, you know, I said that's not surprising at all because Virgo is about health, it's about medicine, it's about habits, routines, cleanliness, purification, detox, all of that kind of stuff. It makes us very aware of that. So look at that. We got the Ace of Shells, which is the Ace of Cups, happiness and abundance sitting over top of that Seven of Pentacles. So I feel very strongly that, you know, the payoff is very strong if you're patient, if you're persistent, if you, you know, stay the course, if you don't get, you know, don't get discouraged, don't get down, don't let, you know, despair eat away at you. This is the time that really tests our strength. But, you know, Spirit is coming in saying, you know, that this will be blessed. And, you know, when you hang in there, just, you know, don't give up. Don't give up because better days are coming. The Summer, the Princess of Wands is coming in here. So this is the same as, you know, that Page of Wands, which is, to me, even though it says summertime, it's like, this is to me very Aries energy, very fiery. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but especially Aries because it's that child of the zodiac. It's the beginning. So to me, that really represents that fresh new energy that we are bringing in. Also, yet again, because it's a summer, it represents Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So those signs are represented as well in that card. And then look at this, we have a lot of completion here. So it's like beginnings and completions. There are going to be some big cycles that are, this is the world, you know, this is fulfillment. This is celebration. This is like things all coming full circle. Big, big cycles coming to a close, guys. So to me, going through this spring. I'm already seeing here we've got a lot of a lot of messages coming through that this will be a time where many things come to very big conclusions. A lot of old cycles are going to be wrapped up and tied up. Then we do have Mars. Of course, we got Mars energy. We got the Tower coming in because there are going to be absolutely some big Tower moments. Mars is about to move into the sign of Aquarius on March 30th. So that's going to join up with Saturn already in Aquarius. This is a definite, a little bit of a power struggle. Absolutely. Because Mars, you know, wants to go, go, go. And Saturn is like, hold on, we got to plan. We got to wait. We got to be patient. So this is going to be a little bit of a clash. You're going to see it. We're going to see this very soon, especially in the month of April. You know, there will definitely be the energy of let's move ahead, let's make some progress, let's get going, meeting up with the old guard that says, no, we have to wait, we have to be patient, we have to hold on, and we'll see which one, you know, prevails. But that, you know, that Tower energy to me is often, you know, the hand of the divine really reaching in and pulling down the old construct, taking apart the old way of doing things because it just isn't working anymore, and it can be disruptive, it can be upsetting, it can be chaotic for that, but it's so necessary so that you can usher in a better foundation, a better time of new change and growth. And look at that, 2 of shells right on top of that. Union and harmony come out of this. Woo! Beautiful. So guys, this is like, there's a lot of love in the air with this reading, which is beautiful and a little surprising. I was thinking, wow, you know, Aries, it's like Mars and war and you know, all that, you know, which it is. It definitely is that warrior spirit, but there is a lot of love coming through this reading. You know, it's kind of like rebirth from the ashes, you know, the 2 of shells, the union, the harmony, meeting that soulmate, meeting the twin flame, meeting the right one, or coming together finally with the right one. It's quite lovely. Then we go to the next card. We got Neptune, the Hanged Man. So, you know, our Neptune energy, it's in Pisces, which creates a very strong need for compassion, for empathy, for, you know, intuitive emotion. But it also is what creates a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of confusion, and a lot of illusion. So we really have to be very careful, you know, with that energy. So anything that's, you know, being sat on the fence about, anything that's kind of unclear, there is that Hanged Man energy. And also I would always say the Hanged Man really asks us to literally hang in there. I know it sounds so cheesy, but it is true. The Hanged Man asks us to hang in there because it's, you know, it says give it a little time. This is, the process is this way for a reason. There is beauty in the chaos. There is order that comes out of the confusion. The breakdown is very important. So it's kind of like as you're in this uncomfortable situation of being hung upside down and, you know, waiting for the times to come together, because it's, the hangman is, it's like I'm neither here nor there. I'm not on the ground, I'm not in the air, what am I? You know, it's like I'm waiting for one cycle to end and the other to begin, and I'm right in that limbo zone where nobody likes to be. But there's a reason for it. We can't rush our own process. And look at that, 2 of feathers coming up on top of that, because there are some decisions. There are decisions and new direction that has to be changed here, y'all. We know this. A lot of choices are going to have to be made out of this. And the clarity is important because it is, the feathers are the swords. So it's like this is the mental air energy. We've got to cut through the confusion, the illusions. We have to see clearly and use our compassion as well. Use our empathy at the same time. Going forward, we do have that Prince of Cups, which is the same as the Knight of Cups. Oh my goodness, here comes the lover boy or lover girl. Yet again, lots of emotional offers are flying around out there right now. This is very, again, a Neptune Pisces energy. Neptune is in Pisces right now. So yeah, there is a lot of love in the air, guys, for the spring. That is what Spirit is bringing through quite a bit of. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, so for a lot of you out there, oh, for the collective, I love this. A lot of these love offers are for real because we got the star. And again, the star is Aquarius energy, so if you are an Aquarius, that's very strong for you. If you are a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, that's also very strong for you right there. Other big energy that we have here, definitely got, you know, a lot of Earth, a lot of Libra. Oh my goodness. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, big time. Oh my goodness. I'm a Capricorn. I'm not seeing a whole lot of Capricorn except for the goose. That goose energy is very Capricorn. But really, it doesn't matter what your specific sign is. If it hasn't been called out, like I said, that does not mean you are left out of this reading at all. But it just means that these are strong themes and elements that are coming through to be embodied and embraced. I'm happy with these. I'm not sad. These are great. These are wonderful cards. So let's look into, I'm going to pull from, let's do a last one, the Magical Spell cards, one of my favorite decks out there, because it gives you a specific ritual that you can do. And I actually have the little book, you know, with that comes with it, and it gives you like the specific ritual that you can do along with the card. So if anybody out there wants that, I'll just, you know, just let me know. You can text me or email, and I'll send you a snapshot of the book, you know, that has the ritual that you can actually do. So let's ask for Spirit to send us the right ritual for us to tap into, the right affirmation for this spring energy. What is going to be the best thing for us to focus our intentions on and to really put our energy into? Ooh, like it. Ah, this is awesome. All right, so the Strength card came out, guys. Woo! Love that Strength card in the tarot too, which is the number 8, which is the spirit lady with the lion, calming down our human worries, our human anxieties, frustrations, fears, all of that stuff. So strength and stability in this hour, endurance and stamina I empower. Wow. That's what we gotta have right now, is definitely that strength, that resilience, that determination. Oh, this reminds me too of Archangel Michael, which is the great angel to invoke at this time for protection, for guidance, as a guardian. Always, I work a lot with Archangel Michael, and that is, I feel that energy in this card too, absolutely. So let's go forward, guys. I'm excited about the spring. It was a great read, and I will be putting out all the videos for each sign for the first half of April very, very soon. So I'll see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.